about consumption function. Consumption function is a functional relationship between income and consumption. It is denoted as C is equal to F of Y, where C is nothing but consumption, Y is income, and F denotes the functional relationship. C is consumption, Y is income, and F is functional relationship. And C is said to be the dependent variable and income is said to be the independent variable. C is the dependent variable, Y is said to be the independent variable. It means whenever income increases, consumption also increases. But the increase in income will be more than the increase in the consumption. It can be mathematically written as C is equal to A plus BY, where we already know C is consumption and Y is income. The two new concepts are A is said to be autonomous consumption and B is said to be the marginal propensity to consume. The marginal propensity to consume has a formula, delta C by delta Y. Delta is change in the consumption for a change in the income. So whenever income increases, consumption also increases. So what is the extent of the change in the consumption for a change in the income is measured by the component B, which is marginal propensity to consume. This consumption function is based on the ceteris paribus equation or assumption. It means other things remaining the same, only income influences consumption. Okay, now let us see with an example. C can be expressed as 100 plus 0.8y. So this is said to be a consumption function. C is equal to 100 plus 0.8y. So this 0.8 is nothing but your marginal propensity to consume. So B, it is similar to C is equal to A plus BY, where BY is here 0.8y. So this 0.8 is said to be the marginal propensity to consume. So if Y is equal to 0, C will be 100 plus 0.8y. So 100 plus 0.8 into 0, since Y is equal to 0, it becomes 100 plus 0, which is 100. So when Y is equal to 0, consumption is equal to 100. So whenever there is the income level is 0, even then consumption is 100. How is this possible? Because even when we don't have income, we have to live and we have to eat. So we have certain expenditures. So we do that expenditure either from our past savings or otherwise we borrow money from others. So that is denoted as this 100 plus, in this equation 100 plus 0.8y, this 100 came because of this autonomous consumption. So when income increases, income becomes 100. What will happen to consumption? Consumption will be 100 plus 0.8 into 100, that will be 100 plus, it is 80, therefore 180. So when Y is equal to 100, your consumption is equal to 180. This goes on. So again, when income increases to 200, C becomes 100 plus 0.8 into 200. That will be 100 plus 160, that is 260. So when Y is equal to 200, C is equal to 260. Mathematically, C is equal to A plus BY, or C can be expressed as 100 is equal to 0.8y, where A is your autonomous consumption. that is, that part of consumption which does not depend on income is called as autonomous consumption. It can be also said as constant or intercept. So usually A, or the autonomous consumption, takes the value which is greater than 0. Okay, A is greater than 0, and B, the Marshall propensity to consume. It is also called as slope. Usually it takes the value which is less than 1, that is from 0 to 1, 0.7, 0.6, 0.8. Usually it takes a value from 0 to 1. Now let us look at the consumption function schedule. This schedule shows the different levels of consumption for each levels of income. Starting with 0, when income is 0, consumption is 20. So even when there is 0 level of income, consumption will be 20 because we spend money either from past savings or borrowings. That is called as autonomous consumption, which doesn't depend upon income. So income increases by 60 units, consumption increases by 50 units, which becomes 70. And again income increases from 60 to 120. So 70 plus 50, it is 120. Again here income increases to 180, consumption increases to 170. Income increases to 240, this becomes 220. And it increases to 300, this becomes 270. Income increases to 360, this becomes 320. So as we look at the table, we can infer that income increases by 60 units. Consumption also, you can see it increases from 20 to 70. It goes on increasing, but it increases by 50 units. So income increases by 60 units, consumption increases by 50 units. And we can see that it is 50, 50, 50. So therefore you have a linear curve. Consumption function is stable and you have a linear consumption function. Savings, we know that Y is equal to C plus S. Or if you want to find S, you need to minus consumption from income. So 0 minus 20 is minus 20. 60 minus 70 is minus 10. 120 minus 120 is 0. 180 minus 170 is 10. 240 minus 220 is 20. 300 minus 270 is 30. 360 minus 320 is 40. So this is how we derive savings even from the consumption function. Now let's look at the diagram. In the x-axis we measure income and in the y-axis we measure consumption. And this is the 45-degree line. It shows at all levels or any point on this line, income is equal to consumption. And your consumption curve, this is C is your consumption curve. It starts from 20 and this 20 is your autonomous consumption. So it is a linear consumption function, meaning it increases by the same amount, that is 50 units. And it is an upward sloping curve. It shows it is an increasing function of income. If income increases, consumption also increases. So now let's take, when income increases to 120, consumption also increases to this point. This is also 120. And when income increases to 180, your consumption increases to 170. So income increases from 120 to 180. Consumption increases from 120 to 170. So the remaining amount from this income line till this consumption line, this is said to be savings. So when income increases from 180 to 240, consumption increases from 170 to 220. So the gap between the income line and the consumption line is said to be the savings. So from the consumption function, we can also estimate savings. And this 45-degree line is said to be the zero savings line. And when you look at the shape and the position of the consumption curve, we can understand the division of income between the savings and the consumption.